What if I told you one simple investment rule could change your life forever? Most people ignore it, but it's closer than you think. James had always struggled with money. Every month, he barely saved anything, living paycheck to paycheck. One rainy evening, while scrolling through his phone, he stumbled upon an old interview with a retired investor who had turned $500 into millions. The secret: not some risky stock tip, not crypto, but a simple, overlooked rule about consistency and time. James was skeptical. Could something this simple really work? That night, he decided to test it, unsure that it would make any difference. He didn't know that this small decision would start a chain of events that would completely reshape his financial future. Little did James know, the very next morning, a single mistake at work would push him to act, and what he discovered would shock him. James thought he had plenty of time, until one unexpected phone call changed everything. The next morning, James received a call from his bank. His account had an unexpected fee that wiped out most of his meager savings. Panic set in. He realized that living paycheck to paycheck wasn't just stressful, it was dangerous. Frustrated and desperate, he remembered the rule he'd read about the night before: start small, stay consistent, and let time do the work. It sounded too simple to be true, but with nothing to lose, he opened a modest investment account and began with just $50. Every day, James checked his account obsessively. At first, the growth seemed invisible, but slowly, he noticed tiny changes, numbers creeping upward, small gains compounding in ways he hadn't expected. It was thrilling and terrifying. But just as James started seeing progress, an unexpected market crash threatened to wipe out everything he had built. One morning, James woke up to a nightmare. His account had plunged overnight. Was all his effort gone? Story. James stared at his screen in disbelief. The market had dropped sharply, and his small investments had lost nearly half their value in a single night. Panic clawed at him. Every instinct screamed to withdraw everything and cut his losses. But then he remembered the rule, the one line that had drawn him in initially: consistency beats timing. Patience beats panic. It was hard. Friends and coworkers told him he was foolish. You'll lose everything, they said. But James hesitated. Something inside him urged him to stay the course, to trust the process even when it hurt. Over the next few weeks, he continued to invest steadily, adding just a little each week. Slowly, the market began to recover. What seemed like a disaster turned into an opportunity. By sticking to the simple rule, James not only recovered his losses but began to see his investments grow faster than he ever imagined. And then, just when James thought he had learned the secret, he discovered the final twist, something that would change everything about how he looked at money forever. What James discovered next wasn't a trick, a hack, or a secret stock. It was something anyone could do, starting today. Story. Months passed, and James stuck to his simple investment rule: consistent contributions, no panic, and letting time work its magic. Slowly but surely, his small investments had grown into a substantial sum, more than he ever imagined possible from such modest beginnings. But the real revelation came when he looked beyond the numbers. He realized the rule wasn't just about money, it was about discipline, patience, and mindset. Life, he understood, rewarded those who stayed consistent and didn't chase shortcuts. By the end of the year, James wasn't just financially stable, he was free from constant worry, living a life that seemed out of reach before. And all it took was one simple rule, applied faithfully. Imagine what would happen if you started today: $50, $100, even $10. Small steps can truly change your future. Don't wait. Start now.